Good afternoon. I think I'd like to call to order the regular meeting of the Board of Public Works. Roll call.
Val Gomez,
Present.
William Allen,
Here.
Weena Guzman.
Present.
Next on the agenda, we have the minutes, the regular minutes of the meeting of September 22nd, 2022. Entertain a motion to approve as written.
Second.
Roll call.
Val Gomez,
Yes?
William Allen, Weena Guzman.
Yes.
Okay, correspondence, we have one letter from the International Miracle Crusade, COGIC, 3719 Elm Street. This is from Dr. Victoria Williams, the pastor. Are you present there? Would you like to come to the podium? I'll- So I read your letter earlier, so you're asking for parcels of land that's close to your church for parking?
Yes, sir.
So there's two, and then there's another two, but there's, I guess the first two are your primary ones.
Yes.
Okay. What we're going to do, anytime somebody inquires about property, we have to submit it to the BZA to check the zoning. And this one there,
I'm sorry. I don't turn it off.
so what I'm going to do, we're going to set the process for you.
Okay.
You're probably going to get a phone call from our planning department, because they're the ones that do presentations before the BZA. That's where you check the zoning, and from there, planning and law department they'll go check out the lot, determine if the city had plans for it. If not, then they'll start talking with you on what they can do with, how you can acquire the land.
Very good.
Okay?
Thank you so much.
Okay, so you should be getting a call from them next week.
Excellent.
If you don't get one by the middle of the week, I think she had called you, right?
Yes.
You can call the same number and let her know that nobody's contacted you, and then I'll find out why. Okay?
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Okay, that concludes correspondence. We're going to move on to new business. First item on our agenda is from the Health Department. This is a proposal for Altair Power Systems for a Caterpillar electronic power generator. I think we all recall what happened in the last big storm where the Health Department lost power, and I believe Public Works. I'm speaking for her. I told her she had a tent somewhere, and I told her that I'll speak for her. So, Public Works, I believe Public Works went out and received the bids for this, and the quote for this. I see the letters addressed to Orlando Santos, and you should call the Public Works. And right now, the amount is for $307,850.
Yes, that's a backup generator.
Backup generator. Okay. And this is for the Health Department.
Correct.
It'll be funded through engineering.
Will be funded through engineering?
Yeah.
Okay. There's the paperwork. There where we're tax exempt, right?
Correct.
Okay. Are there any questions or comments on this proposal?
No.
If there be no further questions or comments from the commission, entertain a motion to approve Altair Power Systems proposal for the Health Department's generator in the amount of $307,850.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez,
Yes?
William Allen,
Yeah.
Weena Guzman.
Yes.
Okay. Next on our agenda, we have from Axon Tasers, this is from the police department. Is no one, anyone's going to talk to this point?
They were supposed to have been here.
They did provide a Board of Works project request form, and it is in detail, so I'm going to continue with their request. The project description for the Annex tasers requested contract approval for Annex Enterprises purchase of 25 new tasers and accessories. Funding has been previously been approved, and the amount is $82,998. I know they discussed this before. Does the commission want to proceed with their proposal?
Yeah.
Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
That's fine.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Are there any questions or comments on the annex tasers that the police department wishes to purchase?
No.
No.
There being no further questions or comments, or entertain a motion to approve Annex Enterprises proposal for 25 new tasers for the Chicago Police Department, the amount of $82,998.48.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez,
Yes?
William Allen,
Yes.
Rena Guzman.
Yes.
Okay, the third one is also for the police department. This is from Blight Sports Shop. This is for 50 Colt Enhanced Patrol Rifles at $1,250 each, for a total price of $62,500. They do have a purchase order, because this had been discussed with the mayor's office before, and it is coming out of game. So like the previous one, I think we should proceed. I don't know, the officers that were supposed to come are tied up in an incident, so I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. Are there any questions or comments on the request for their new Colt patrol rifles?
No.
No.
If there are no further questions or comments, I entertain a motion to approve the request from the ECPD for these particular rifles.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez,
Yes?
William Allen,
Yeah.
Rena Guzman.
Yes.
Okay, next we have, this also for the police department, ID data trail agreement. We do have an explanation from Sarah Jimenez. This is the Chicago Police Department's intelligence officer and their IT officer. Thank you so much for your help. Attached, you will find two agreements and a brief description on the requested agreement approvals. The ID data trial agreement. This is a trial agreement for investigative software, which assists detectives to transfer data into actionable intelligence. This data will provide faster and more efficient ways to gather intelligence and to gain leads on cases. There is no cost to this trial agreement. Oh, okay, approved. If you have any further questions, contact Sarah Jimenez. And he also, in your letter, includes for the Motorola body cam proof of concept agreement. This proof of concept agreement needed in or to move forward with the Motorola WatchGuard body cam trial. Once this agreement is signed, we will be able to trial body cams at no cost. This trial will also assist as a training opportunity to future integration of body cameras into the Chicago Police Department. Okay, so we have two proposals, the ID data trail agreement and the Motorola body cam proof of concept agreement. Both of them are at no cost. Are there any questions or comments on these two proposals?
I just had one question. How long is the, it's a 3 months, it's like a 3-month period. Okay, so I think this is a 3-month one. So I was just wondering what the time frame for the trial period was.
I was gonna look into the fine print, but as soon as I
Yeah,
heard, as soon as I heard no charge, I kind of stopped.
Yeah.
Any other questions
Maybe
or
not.
comments?
Yeah. No, that's all I had.
Okay, no further questions or comments. Entertain a motion to approve the two proposals for UCPD, the one from ID Data Trail and the one from Motorola Body Cam.
So moved.
Second,
Roll call?
Val Gomez.
Yes?
William Allen.
Yes.
Lena Guzman.
yes.
Okay. Next we have from Gateway, this is from the fire department, this is a copier maintenance agreement. It is for 36 months. Our IT director, Kevin Kosak, he informed me that he was involved in this, and it's similar to other agreements we have with Gateway. And this is because the fire department just acquired a new copying machine. And as I mentioned, it's for 36 months, and it's for $1,500 a month. Any questions or comments?
No.
No.
If there are no further questions or comments, or to motion to approve Gateway's proposal for the copier maintenance with the fire department for 36 months.
So moved.
Second,
Roll call?
Val Gomez.
Yes?
William Allen.
Yes.
Lena Guzman.
yes.
Okay, next we come to fire service. And nobody's here from the fire department, right? They need 100, man. Okay, this is for Fire Service Incorporated. This is for their emergency apparatus service policy. The item below that one is also similar. It's for Legacy. Legacy fire apparatus out of Sherwood, Illinois. Fire Service is out of St. John, Indiana. They're both similar proposals for their emergency apparatus service policy. This is a policy where that they present to, in fact, I think we approved the major policy. And I think the reason we're getting this is because there wasn't a not to exceed on a previous one. Because we did approve the major policy where they had the 4 different companies. And unfortunately, nobody's here from the police, but I think that's one of the different ones. They do not have the not to exceed
Yeah.
of 7,000. So, once again, I'm giving fire and police a benefit of the doubt on it, because usually, if, just for informational purposes, usually if a department calls ahead of time and provides us with an email with the description, unless it's very technical, we will read your explanation. But for the record, we did not receive anything from the police or fire department. But we're given a definite benefit of doubt in case they have some kind of incident. So are there any questions or comments on fire department's emergency apparatus service policy with fire service or with legacy fire apparatus?
No.
No.
Any further questions or comments, or entertain a motion to approve the emergency apparatus service policy with fire service and legacy fire apparatus, which are not to exceed amount of 7,000.
So moved.
Second,
Roll call?
Val Gomez.
Yes?
William Allen.
Yes.
Lena Guzman.
yes.
Okay, next we have another one for the fire department. It's from Cardiotech Consulting. This is to provide training for the firemen for CPR and AED training. And the proposal is for $55 per student. And the proposal has a not to exceed of 58 students. This is for, it requires certification of all the firemen online. Any questions or comments on this proposal?
No.
They're just asking to have the amount not exceed $10,000.
See not to exceed 58,000.
No, just 10,000.
Oh, 10,000?
10, yeah. Tell me, man, it's 10,000.
Okay, so, if we have a motion, there are any more further questions or comments? The motion would approve the proposal from Cardiotech Consulting and Training relating not to exceed 58 students and $10,000.
So moved.
Is it 10,000 or 3190? No.
It says legacy fire apparatus not to exceed $10,000.
Oh, you're going back to the other one.
There's 2 of them.
Yeah, the first one was 7,000.
Oh, okay.
And the second one was 10,000.
If you jumped in when we were in Legacy, it would have been.
I know, that's,
I thought you were talking about Cardinal Tech.
No,
Okay.
Confused.
Okay.
That's confusing, yeah, 'cause there's two of them now.
Thank you, William. So for legacy, it's 10,000?
legacy is 10,000.
Okay, so I'd like to amend the motion for legacy fire apparatus. They're not to exceed, it's not 7,000, it's 10,000.
Is there two of them, or is
Yeah,
it just?
it's two separate ones, so for the fire civil service, that's not to exceed
Okay.
7.
That's an error, it's supposed to be fire service, not fire civil service.
Okay, so for that one,
It's 7,000.
mm-hmm,
Okay, so we had that one correct.
yeah,
Okay,
so the second one, legacy,
okay, now getting back to Cardinal Tech,
Still
William, any issues with Cardinal Tech?
no.
Thank you. There being no further questions or comments, entertain a motion to approve Cardinal Tech's consulting proposal for CPR training and AED training with the fire department in the amount of not to exceed 58 students at a cost of $55 per student.
So move.
Just to note, that'll be $3,190.
Thank you.
So, second.
Okay. Roll call, please.
Val Gomez.
Yes?
William Allen.
Yes.
Rena Guzman.
Yes.
Okay, now we come to AT&T Centric Agreement. I did speak with Kevin Kosak. He did inform me he would not be able to attend, but he did send a description in an email. AT&T Centrix Agreement, this is an AT&T agreement for the remaining copper phone lines we have remaining in the AT&T Centrix network. The agreement is for 36-month renewal, and the lines are to be charged at the rate noted in the agreement of $7.50 per line. Any questions or comments on this agreement?
No.
No.
Okay, there being no further questions or comments, entertain a motion to approve AT&T Centrix agreement with our IT department.
So move.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez.
Yes?
William Allen.
Yes.
Rena Guzman.
Yes.
Okay, next we have another item from our IT department. This is the Eaton UPS service contract. This, according to Mr. Kosak, this Eaton UPS service contract is for the UPS servicing the IT server room. It is a 12-month service agreement. The 12-month service agreement is for $2,832.11. And this is for parts, labor, and travel, even 7 days a week, 24 hours, 365 days a week. And this is for the server room that's on our first floor. Any questions or comments on this agreement?
No.
No.
If no further questions or comments, entertain a motion to approve the Eaton UPS service contract with IT for service maintenance.
So move.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez.
Yes?
William Allen.
Yes.
Rena Guzman.
Yes.
Okay, next we have Vermilion Systems. We come to outstanding invoices. First item is Vermilion Systems. This is an invoice dated 7/21/21. According to IT, Mr. Klosak, the invoice was never received. It is for $810. The service was completed. Any questions or comments on this late invoice?
No.
No.
Any further questions or comments, entertain a motion to approve payment to Vermilion Systems for their late invoice by IT.
So move.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez.
Yes?
William Allen.
Yes.
Rena Guzman.
Yes.
Okay, next we have a late invoice from the the Fire Department, ECFD. This is invoice dated 5/11/2022. This is for a mattress firm. And there's an amount of $21,352.32. Items were received. Fire department did inform me on this one. They were invoiced once back in June, and they were never invoiced again. And the company forgot, and the department forgot. I don't see how the company forgot $21,352, but that's what happened. They have contacted the company, and the company understands that we have to go through this process. Are there any questions or comments?
No.
There being no further questions or comments, I entertain a motion to approve late invoice to, the name of the company is Mattress Firm. And they are out of Bethpage, New York. Maybe that's why they forgot about it. So, entertain a motion to approve their payments for a late invoice in the amount of $21,352.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez,
Yes.
William Allen,
Yes.
Rena Guzman.
Yes.
Okay, next late invoice is from Public Works. And this is from Armel, CFC Incorporated. We have a late invoice dated 6/15/21, and it's for $725. This is for incinerator services, and the reason was the invoice was never received by Public Works. Any questions or comments on this invoice?
No.
There being no further questions or comments, I motion to approve payment to Armil CFS for their late invoice of $723.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, the next one we have is from Alert Arm, also for Public Works. We have an invoice dated 7/1/2022 for $102.
This is a roll call.
Pardon? Oh, roll call.
Val Gomez,
Yes.
William Allen,
Yes.
Rena Guzman.
Yes.
Hold me back, man. Okay. Next one is from Alert Alarm. Invoice date 7/1/2022, $102. This is for Carnegie Art Center. The reason was they were waiting on a purchase order to pay the invoice. So I guess there was a delay in getting the purchase order. Any other questions or comments?
No.
There being no further questions or comments, I entertain a motion to approve the late invoice to Alert Alarm in the amount of $22.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez,
Yes?
William Allen,
Yes.
Rena Guzman.
Yes.
Okay, we have another late invoice from Great Lakes Landscape with Public Works. Invoice dated 6/30/2022. And the amount is $14,565. The explanation is invoice is usually emailed by vendor, but this one was not sent. After trying multiple times, we finally got it sent. Apparently there was an error on the vendor's side. Are there any other questions or comments?
No.
No.
There being no other questions or comments, I entertain a motion to approve the Great Lakes Landscape past due invoice in the amount of $14,565.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez,
Yes.
William Allen,
Yes.
Rena Guzman.
Yes.
Okay, next we have a late invoice from R&D Construction. This is with engineering. We have 3 invoices dated 7/28/2022. All 3 are dated the same date for a total of $10,124.40. The reason is the engineering firm is waiting for a proposal from the contractor. So I think that's what caused the delay. Services were provided, I believe.
Yeah.
Any other questions or comments on the late invoice for R&D Construction?
No.
There being no further questions or comments, I entertain a motion to approve late invoice to R&D in the amount of $10,124.40.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez,
Yes?
William Allen,
Yes.
Rena Guzman.
Yes.
Okay, we have a late invoice from Kanakanota. This is with the, this is with the building department. The late invoice is dated 2/27/2022. The amount is $651.31. The reason is their department is experiencing some changes in personnel, and we are aware that we sympathize with you.
I think you said 651, is it 655?
Oh, sorry, 655.31.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Any questions or comments on this payment list?
None.
No.
Okay, there being no further questions or comments, I entertain a motion to approve the late invoice for Con coming out with the building department amount of 65531.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez.
Yes?
William Allen.
Yes.
Rena Guzman.
Yes.
Okay. Next we come, this is for Dennis
Radowski.
Radowski. This is from Building and Redevelopment. James?
Yep.
Things a little more technical, would you like to explain this one?
Yes, James Patalatin, Chicago Building Commissioner. This is Dennis Radowski of Sweeting LLC will be a partnership. It's going to be a partnership with the City of Chicago Department of Redevelopment and the Controller's Office in developing and managing a revolving loan fund account for the purpose of funding the development, construction, and management of single-family residential homes in West Calumet. This is from the IECDA West Calumet housing. It's something that we'll need to have, and so that we could present to move forward with that grant.
Okay, and you have a estimated of 1,820
Per property?
property, not to exceed 5,000?
Yes, so we're asking for a total of $30,000.
Okay, that's, and I see the paperwork, the East Chicago Redevelopment Commission also submitted it to their commission.
Yes.
Okay. Are there any questions or comments on this proposal?
No.
None.
Okay, there being no further questions or comments, I entertain a motion to approve the agreement with Mr. Dennis Radowski in the amount of 1,820 per property, not to exceed 5,000, but you're, the redeveloper requesting 30,000, right?
We're requesting $30,000 because our intention is to do the 6 homes that the IECDA is requesting.
Okay. Any other questions or comments?
No.
No.
There being no further questions or comments, I entertain a motion to approve this agreement with Mr. Dennis Radowski, Don Radowski.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez.
Yes.
William Allen.
Yes.
Rena Guzman.
Yes.
Okay, next we have, we're also with the building department, the agreement with Gateway.
Similar to the fire department, new printer that we got, but it's through, the service agreement is through Gateway. I think it's a 3-year as well.
It's a 36-month agreement. Any other questions or comments?
No.
If you have further questions or comments, I entertain a motion to approve. The agreement for it's your copier, right?
It's a new copy, yeah, copy.
Your new copier maintenance, it's maintenance agreement,
Correct.
and it's also a 36-month agreement.
Correct.
We have a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez.
Yes?
William Allen.
Yes.
Rena Guzman.
Yes.
Okay, next we have notice to proceed, and this is with Acton. The contractor is Acton, and the notice to proceed is for demolition of 417 Spring, 419 Spring Street, and 3606 Ivy.
Right.
We also have notice to proceed with JM Industrial Services, and that demolition is for 3911 McCook.
505 Grove,
Pardon me?
505 Grove and 507 Grove.
I'm getting to that one right after that.
Sorry.
And the final one is also a J&M Industrial for 505 Grove Street and 507 Grove Street. Any questions or comments on these notice to proceed?
No.
There being no further questions or comments, I entertain a motion to approve the notice to proceed for 417 Spring Street, 419 Spring Street, 3606 Ivy. 3911 McCook, and 505 Grove, and 507 Grove.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez.
Yes.
William Allen.
Yes.
Weena Guzman.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next we have from special events, we have an agreement with Bravo Entertainment. This is an agreement which should have been passed earlier. In fact, I'm going to ask the board to re-retroactive to August 1st. This agreement represents Mr. Vella. He came into agreement with the city special events where he would cover our alcohol sales and our VIP areas at festivals, in particular Fusion Fest and Kielbasa Fest. I think those were the three, right?
Yes, just the two.
And usually we do this at the beginning of the year, but I believe what happened was our city was closed as were other cities because of COVID. And we've been starting up along with other cities, and some things were missed because we haven't done it in 2 years. So we're correcting the error, and as required by state board accounts, if an error is made, it can always be corrected by taking it to the board and with an explanation. So this is being presented by Special Events. And you have before you the agreement and the particulars. And like I said, it's basically we just refuse express. And once we, I believe the consequence of what happened with this not being filed, that Mr. Butler wasn't able to receive his payment, right?
That is correct.
So our agreement here will start the process of him being able to receive his payment. And that's why we don't have figures here, because it has to be determined. There's a percentage of what we get,
That is correct.
and that'll be determined later in discussions with special events in the controller's office. Are there any other questions or comments on this agreement?
No.
There be no further questions or comments, or entertain a motion to approve the agreement between the city of Chicago and Louis Serrano doing business as Vella Entertainment, LIC Vella, and he's at 4003 Alden Street.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez.
Yes?
William Allen.
Yes.
Weena Guzman.
Yes.
Okay. Next on our agenda, we have from Lenco. This is our rate schedule. This is from Public Works. And the rate schedule has a not to exceed of $40,000. Are there any questions or comments on this rate schedule?
No.
And this, they do work on our fleet, or,
Yes,
okay. So this is for vehicles then?
correct.
Okay. Any
Or
other
trucks.
questions? Any other questions or comments?
No.
No.
There be no further questions or comments, entertain a motion to approve Lenco's proposal and rate table with Public Works for 2022.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez.
Yes.
William Allen.
Yes.
Weena Guzman.
Yes.
And next we have Divine Landscaping and Snow Removal. This is for 2022-23, snow removal for Public Works. Basically have different locations and unit prices. So depending on if it snows then.
Yes, Jay Robinson, Chicago Public Works. So this year, the Public Works Department is going to test out having a vendor cover the 5 areas if it snows. So the Police Department, Clerk's Office, Main Street Courthouse, Health Department, and Nunez parking lot. So we're asking for a vendor to perform snow plowing of these lots so the Public Works Department can focus on the streets during the snowfall.
Okay, so Divine will have all these locations?
Yes. And the prices that you see are per push, so those prices per time they perform the service of plowing and salting, that's the fee they would charge.
Okay, any other questions or comments?
No.
There being no further questions or comments, I entertain the motion to approve Divine Landscaping and snow removal rates for the aforementioned locations with Public Works.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez,
Yes.
William Allen,
Yes.
Lena Guzman.
Yes.
And next we have Chicago Communications LLC. We have their time and material rates. And also their after hours Saturday and holiday and Sunday rates. And their mobile install rates. Any questions or comments on these rate schedules?
No.
No.
There being no further questions or comments, entertain a motion to approve Chicago Communications rate schedule proposal for Public Works.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez,
Yes.
William Allen,
Yes.
Lena Guzman.
Yes.
And next we have from Public Works, we have a Permaseal repair cracks, resurface entire basketball court, and restripe paint at Sunnyside basketball court. The amount is $24,734. And they do have a sole proprietor form included. But they did the work on this before, right? Permaseal's done the work.
Yes.
That's why they're sole
They
proprietor.
do all our striping and
Okay.
resurfacing basketball courts and parks.
Okay. Any questions or comments on this proposal?
No.
No.
Okay, there being no further questions or comments, I entertain a motion to approve Permaseal's proposal for repairing of the Sunnyside basketball court area for the amount of $24,733.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez,
Yes.
William Allen,
Yes.
Lena Guzman.
Yes.
Okay, next we have surplus items in Public Works. Park Department also, we do have a letter from Public Works. Attached you'll find a description of vehicles and equipment of East Chicago Public Works is asking for approval to deem surplus. The attached items are broken, damaged, no longer needed, and reached the max lifespan for the various departments. I'm asking for the attached list to be deemed surplus. And he has a list here, and he has pictures. We have 2 tailgate salt spreaders, 1 concrete mixer, 1 pipe cutting machine. From the park farm, we have 1 ice rink, including ice skates. Okay, any questions or comments?
No.
No.
Do you have wheel size, by any chance?
Hmm.
Wheel size and ice skates, by any chance?
Size 12.
There being no further questions or comments, I entertain a motion to approve the aforementioned items as surplus for Public Works.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez,
Yes?
William Allen,
Yes.
Lena Guzman.
Yes.
Okay, next we have from NWI Property Preservation from Public Works. This proposal is for drywall and floor tile for City Hall. They do have a second quote of $13,000. NWI's proposal is for $11,100. Second quote is from Detail Home Improvement for $13,520. And this is for drywall and floor tile for City Hall. Is this in the bathroom, right?
Yes.
Okay. Any questions or comments on this proposal?
No.
No.
Maybe no further questions or comments, and a motion to approve NWI Properties Preservation proposal for City Hall drywall and floor tile in the amount of $11,100.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez,
Yes?
William Allen,
Yes.
Lena Guzman.
Yes.
And next we have the 2022-23 snow removal, snow plowing service policy from Public Works. So this is similar to last year's, right?
Yes, so it's very similar, but 2 major changes from last season to this season. The first major change is we are going to, if needed, allow vendors to come assist us in plowing, actually plowing the streets. If needed, if we're not hitting our minimum manning out on the streets during the night, we are going to, our vendors have agreed to the rates to come out and help us plow if need be. And the second major change is the hourly rate for the plowing is $105 an hour if Public Works deems it necessary for help from the vendors.
Okay. And I see you already have 8 vendors that signed already?
Yep.
So for the record, we have Acton, Divine, Calumet Waste and Recycling, R&D Construction, Regional Services, Sneed Construction, SNS Service and Sales, and STM. Any questions or comments on this policy?
No.
There be no further questions or comments, entertain a motion to approve the 2022-23 City of Chicago Public Works Department snow removal and snow plowing service policy.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez,
Yes.
William Allen,
Yes.
Rena Guzman.
Okay, next going to be the 2023 City of Chicago Vehicle Equipment Maintenance Service Policy. Any changes on this one?
There is one change on this vehicle policy. Jalen Johnson, City of Chicago Vehicle Maintenance Manager. The only change on this policy is the tow service out of city limits, which they will get $4 per mile.
Okay.
Everything else is pretty much the same. And other difference from last year to this year is that Acton is not on this service policy.
Okay, and for the record, we have the following companies have signed: EC Auto, North Park Equipment, Performance Auto, 610 Auto LLC, and Trevino's Complete Auto and Service Sales. Any questions or comments?
None.
There be no further questions or comments, entertain a motion to approve the 2023 City of Chicago Vehicle Equipment Maintenance Service Policy.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez,
Yes.
William Allen,
Yes.
Rena Guzman.
Yes.
Next we have in proposal from Ancient Construction of Public Works. This is the paint the men and women's bathroom in Washington Park. The amount is $12,300. They do have a second quote, but Calumet Waste and Recycling of $14,500. And there is a description of the work to be done. And not just painting, they have to do all the other things you have preparation before painting. Any questions or comments on this proposal?
No.
No.
If you no further questions or comments, entertain a motion to approve Public Works agreement with AMG Construction to paint the men's and women's bathrooms at Washington Park in the amount of $12,300.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez,
Yes.
William Allen,
Yes.
Rena Guzman.
Okay, next we come to resolution 2022-25, transfer to redevelopment. It includes also sales disclosure and resolution 2022-25, resolution Chicago Board of Public Works establishing terms and conditions for the transfer of certain property owned by the City of Chicago, City of Chicago Department of Redevelopment, properties which are commonly known as 3908 Cary Street, 3916 Cary Street, 3918 Cary Street, 3920 Cary Street, 3938 Cary Street, 3729 Cary Street, 3731 Cary Street, 3733 Cary Street, 3741 Cary Street, 4002 Cary Street, 3405 Michigan Avenue, 3407 Michigan Avenue, 3429 Michigan Avenue, 3431 to 33 Michigan Avenue, 3401 to 03 Grand Boulevard, 3412 Grand Boulevard, 3451 to 53 Michigan Avenue, 3455 Michigan Avenue, 3481 to 83 Michigan Avenue, 3753 Michigan Avenue, 3755 Michigan Avenue, 3757 Michigan Avenue, 3759 Michigan Avenue. Whereas the City of Chicago owns a number of properties within the City of Chicago listed in the title of this resolution by commonly known address and parcel number, and whereas IC 36-1-11 prescribes the manner of disposal and conveyance of real property by political subdivisions, including municipal departments. And whereas IC 36-1-11-8 provides that such entities may transfer or exchange properties on terms and conditions and such consideration as evidenced by adoption of substantiality identical resolution and by such entities. And whereas the City of Chicago, acting through its Board of Public Works, desires to convey and transfer the subject properties to the Department of Redevelopment without monetary consideration, therefore be it resolved by the Board of Public Works to the City of Chicago that the City of Chicago shall convey and transfer without consideration the above described real estate as particularly described on the attached quitclaim deeds to the Chicago Department of Redevelopment. Be it further resolved that the board president be and is hereby authorized to execute a deed substantially conforming to the documents attached, conveying such property to the Department of Redevelopment, along with the appropriate sales disclosure forms. A certified adopted by Board of Works of the City of Chicago on this 13th day of October 2022. Any questions or comments on resolution 2022-25?
No.
Yeah.
There being no further questions or comments, or any motion to approve resolution number 2022-25?
So,
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez.
Yes?
William Allen.
yes.
Rena Guzman.
Yes.
And next we come to resolution 2022-26, resolution of Chicago Board of Public Works establishing terms and conditions for the transfer of certain property owned by the City of Chicago to the Chicago Department of Redevelopment, which property is commonly known as 4823 through 51 Kennedy Avenue. And this resolution is similar to the resolution we just read, and it is also, as in the other resolution, everything will be transferred without consideration. And the board president is also hereby authorized to execute the deeds and conforming documents attached, conveying the property to the Chicago Department of Redevelopment along with the sales disclosure form. And it is also dated for today's date, 13 October 22. Are there any questions or comments on resolution 2022-26?
Yeah.
No.
There being no further questions or comments, entertain a motion to approve resolution number 2022-26.
So,
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez.
Yes.
William Allen.
yes.
Rena Guzman.
Yes.
And now we come to sign, install, and maintenance lease agreement. This is from the law department. I did speak with Indina Rodriguez, paralegal of the law department. This sign, install, and maintain license agreement is required for them. This is an agreement between Northern Indiana Commuter Transport District and the City of Chicago, and it's basically so they're going to basically paint and, well, clean and paint and put signage on their property, but they need permission from us. And they need, this agreement is basically, the licensee expresses include the rights of access to areas surrounding the licensor's bridge where the sign will be installed from Indianapolis Boulevard or another point of access as directed by NICTD. So that's basically where they go with their bridge structure and on Indianapolis Boulevard. Are there any questions or comments on this sign installation maintenance license agreement? There is no cost to the city, it's just allowing them to have access to their property.
No question.
So we're installing the sign up there? We're installing the sign?
It's their sign on their property.
So it says licensee desires to install a sign, okay. Okay, just checking.
Okay, no other questions or comments?
I'm sorry?
No questions or
No,
comments?
no further questions.
There being no further questions or comments, entertain a motion to approve the signed installation and maintenance license agreement between the City of Chicago and Northern Indiana Commuter Transport District.
So moved.
Second?
Roll call?
Val Gomez,
Yes.
William Allen,
Yes.
Weena Guzman.
Yes.
And next we have local roads and bridges matching grant agreement. This is from engineering. And
Chicago was awarded $1 million for the community crossings program that they offer every year. This money is going towards the repaving of East Calumet neighborhood. So this is just a formal agreement between the city and NDOT.
so we just need to acknowledge it at this meeting.
Correct.
Any other questions or comments?
No.
Any further questions or comments? I'll entertain a motion to acknowledge the local roads and bridge matching grant agreement between the Indiana Department of Transportation and the City of Chicago in the amount of $1 million.
So moved.
Second?
Roll call?
Val Gomez,
Yes.
William Allen,
Yes.
Weena Guzman.
Yes.
And next we have a proposal from RD Construction. This is the Pine Ditch Cleanup Project.
This is to remove sediment and debris from the ditches along Line Service Road in the amount of $10,124.40.
Okay. Any questions or comments on this proposal?
No.
There being no further questions or comments, entertain a motion to approve R&D Construction's proposal for the cleanup of the ditch off Pine Avenue.
So,
Second?
Roll call?
Val Gomez,
Yes?
William Allen,
yes.
Weena Guzman.
Yes.
Okay, next we have change order, this is from First Group Engineering, Milestone and Milestone Contractors, change order number 4 for East Calumet Paving Neighborhood.
So this is a repaving of the East Calumet neighborhood. Milestone was our contractor. First Group was our hired engineering firm to do oversight for the job, and Gatlin is the subcontractor of Milestone to repair a failed lateral that we noticed from above surface when we saw a sinkhole. So this is the service to repair that in the amount of $9,730. So as we were repaving the area, we came across a sinkhole, and this was to correct that sanitary lateral issue.
Any questions or comments?
No.
Any further questions or comments, and a motion to approve change order number 4 for East Calumet Paving Neighborhood.
Well, I'm sorry, in the amount of $14,790, and so moved.
Second?
Roll call?
Val Gomez,
Yes?
William Allen,
Yes.
Weena Guzman.
Yes.
Next we have from Midwestern Electric, we have decorative street lights for Chicago Avenue in front of Dollar General in the amount of $9,730.
Yep, this is to replace a pole that was knocked down, $9,730, location by the Dollar General on Chicago Avenue.
Any questions or comments?
No.
There being no further questions or comments, entertain a motion to approve the Midwestern Electric proposal for the replacement of the decorative street sign in Chicago Avenue in front of the Dollar General.
So moved.
Second?
Roll call?
Val Gomez,
Yes?
William Allen,
Yes.
Weena Guzman.
Yes.
Next, we have 2 proposals from Pinto's Concrete LLC. We have one for Todd and Narva, remove and replace sidewalk, replace 4-inch base and 4-inch concrete, amount of $7,200. Second proposal is for Indianapolis Boulevard 150th, also remove and replace sidewalk, service walks, replace with 4-inch base and 4-inch concrete, in the amount of $19,980. Any questions or comments on these 2 proposals?
No.
There being no further questions or comments, entertain a motion to approve the 2 proposals from Pinto's Concrete LLC for Todd Avenue in Narva and Indianapolis Boulevard 150th.
So moved.
Second?
Roll call?
Val Gomez.
Yes.
William Allen.
Yes.
Rena Guzman.
Yes.
Next we have from HASI, this is time material for emergency at 152nd and Railroad.
This is just a way of establishing a PO to pay for emergency repair work done by HASI for the force main that exploded near the intersection of 152nd and Railroad Avenue. Not to exceed an amount of $750,000. Again, that's just for their labor. I guess later on in the meeting, we'll talk a little bit about the material, how much that costs to do. But yeah, 42-inch force main that pretty much serves 90% of the city. This was the repair job that HASI had to do.
Okay, any questions or comments?
No.
There being no further questions or comments, entertain a motion to approve passing time material for emergency at 152nd and Railroad.
So moved.
Second?
Roll call?
Al Gomez.
Yes.
William Allen.
Yes.
Rena Guzman.
Yes.
And next we have Rangeline Equipment rental for the state of emergency at 152nd and Railroad. And this,
So for rag line, this is just strictly the line stops that needed to be purchased in order to shut down flow on the 42-inch concrete that's been wrapped in steel wires. $400,000 alone is just for the material cost of these line stops. We're still trying to get a number together for the pump usage, which is still ongoing. But we thought that we'd just bring to the board an estimated cost for the labor and for the material that we know so far.
okay, any other questions or comments?
No.
There being no further questions or comments, entertain the motion to approve Rangeline Equipment rental for emergency at 151st and Railroad from engineering with currently right now at $400,000.
So moved.
Second?
Roll call?
Al Gomez.
Yes.
William Allen.
Yes.
Rena Guzman.
Yes.
Okay, next we have CAM's tree service. We have a proposal to remove all trees marked with X and agree to stamps. Is this for the Indianapolis
Yes,
Boulevard?
this is
on this drive.
Yeah, anticipation for the projects to come on Indianapolis Boulevard. We have our first one, which is replacing all the underground utilities coming up this winter. So a lot of trees conflict with the underground service lines being run to homes and businesses. So they're also in the way with NDOT's job after ours, which is to widen the street. So the trees where they lay now will literally be within the roadway that's being proposed. So no matter what, they have to come out.
Okay, and the amount is $44,704.
And this is just for the stretch from Columbus Drive to pretty much Chicago Avenue. We're acquiring prices to get the remaining portion.
There was a second quote from Timber Masters for $68,000.
Correct.
Any other questions or comments on CAM Trees proposal?
None.
There being no further questions or comments, I entertain a motion to approve CAM Trees proposal for the Indianapolis Boulevard project.
So moved.
Second?
Roll call?
Al Gomez.
Yes.
William Allen.
Yes.
Rena Guzman.
Yes.
Okay, we have right-of-way applications from engineering. We have right-of-way applications 22-4298 through 22-04306. Any questions or comments on these?
None.
There being no further questions or comments, I entertain a motion to approve the aforementioned applications.
So moved.
Second?
Roll call?
Al Gomez.
Yes?
William Allen.
Yes.
Rena Guzman.
Yes.
Okay, next we have From Servicescape, we have, in special events, we have 4 proposals for professional service agreements at different locations. The first one is for Heritage Hall and Utility Center. See, the amount for this is, total project cost for these 2 community centers is $4,889.34. Second one is for planter boxes at Indianapolis Boulevard, Chicago, Guthrie Street lampposts and trees throughout the city of Chicago. Total project cost for these miscellaneous items and locations is $21,514.64. The third one also, and these are all with Servicescape. Third one is for holiday lighting at Nunes Park, Washington Park, Kosciuszko Park, Veterans Park, Todd Park, Riley Park, Marktown Park, Sunnyside Park, Callahan Park, Jackson Memorial, Edward Bell Park, MLK Junior Park, Roxanna Park, Smith Park, Linear Park, Jones Garden Park, and MacArthur Golf Course in East Chicago. The amount of this total project for these 16 parks and golf courses is for $52,137.38. The final proposal is for two platter boxes at Indianapolis Boulevard in Chicago. Chicago Avenue, Guthrie Street lamppost, Chicago Avenue lamppost, Main Street lamppost, City Hall Annex, Mayor's Office inside and out, monument sign, Elite Pro ornaments, Utility Plaza, tree, entrance to City Hall, silhouettes, entrance to City Hall and silhouettes throughout the city, Railroad Bridge, Deer and Public Safety, Roxanna Development, Broadway Light Post in East Chicago, Indiana. The total cost for these miscellaneous items and locations is $66,458.64. And I believe Servicescope is a company that's been doing the decorations for the past several years with the city.
That is correct. And just like to note that they're going to set up and take down all of the haunted decor, and time frame is basically when this is approved, and I think from till March of next year, March 2023. So they'll remove it by that time.
Are there any questions or comments on these 4 proposals from Servicescape, these 4 agreements?
No.
No.
There being no further questions or comments, I entertain a motion to approve the aforementioned professional service agreements with Servicescape and the City of Chicago.
So,
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez,
Yes?
William Allen,
yeah.
Rena Guzman.
Yes.
Okay, I believe we have no other business. Our next regular meeting will be October 27th, 2022 at 4:30 p.m. That concludes our agenda for tonight. I entertain a motion for adjournment.
So move.
Back, can I just note something?
Yes. Yes, you
Back
can.
to that, the fire, civil service and the legacy fire apparatus.
The correction is, it should be fire service on the agenda.
So it's just one, not 2.
Well, they did provide 2, and I think that the difference was, like William pointed out, the not to exceed weren't put in the original agreements.
But there's one that says 7,000 not to exceed, and the other one says not to exceed 10,000.
I think the 10,000 is for legacy.
Okay, just want to make sure that that was corrected. Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think we'll have to find out, I'll find out why police and fire weren't here, because they have quite a bit of items on the agenda. Entertain a motion for adjournment?
There's a second.
Oh, second. Sorry.
Roll call?
Val Gomez,
Yes.
William Allen,
Yes.
Gina Guzman.
Yes. Thank you.
All right, well, thank you.
Good job.
Been a long day.
All right.
We got lucky, we left.
Last one